Okay, welcome everyone. I am Sally Lipsky from Plant-Based Pittsburgh, and I am delighted to introduce Joyce, because Joyce Valor, did I pronounce your name right?
Valor.
Valor, I always do that. I'm sorry. Joyce Valor puts such beautiful food pictures on her Facebook page, and she's done a demonstration before, and you will love how she has come about. Her development as a plant-based eater is superb. So we're really looking forward to all this that she has to offer. If the online folks would stay on mute, and then just, you can type in questions in chat. I'll be monitoring that, and then we'll have at the end, question and answer session. So I will get down and I will hand this over to Joyce. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, first I'll start off with, I went a little overboard. I kind of made a lot of things this morning. I kind of, just got in that element where I wanted to try to show everybody how I get up in the morning, what I start with, and throughout my day, what you can do that you can freeze, like soups and that you can freeze, and salads you can make ahead of time, and your rice, and so I kind of just did a little bit of everything. I'll give you, because I talk a lot, I'm going to give you like just my background real quick here before we start. I went to a class in like April of 2019, and I met Sally, and I was then, right before then, I was thinking about going plant-based. I thought, oh, I should try to just eat plant-based, so I went to the doctors. I got diagnosed with, they told me, ovarian cancer attached to my belly lining. And I mean, when they told me, I was at my job and we all laughed because I felt nothing. And we're there. I said, they just called me and told me I have ovarian cancer, and everybody's looking at me and they're laughing and they're going, oh, get out, and I'm like, I know, I feel good, I did. So fast forward, then I met Sally, talked to her, and all this before I went down to Pittsburgh, talked to another doctor, come to find out after other tests that it was actually appendix cancer. And my belly was filled with mucin, 3 liters actually. And I had a 12-hour surgery, and they removed the mucin, my spleen, the appendix, 8 inches of my colon, the gallbladder, the ovaries, the fallopian tubes, the whole spiel,
Wow.
So anyway, got all that done. No, I wasn't really, I was in the hospital. I was on a food tube. I really wasn't eating. So, I wasn't doing smoothies or things that I could get there. I was kind of at the mercy of the hospital at that point, but after I got back on my feet, because I went down to 114 pounds, after I got back on my feet and everything, I thought, I'm sticking to this. So, I also credit my son-in-law, because I was like, I should stick to this plant-based. I can do this, and that, I kind of want to put that out there for people that think, oh, this is hard. I get a lot of that at work, when I'm eating, and that people go, oh, I don't have time for this, Okay. So, anyway, I made tacos, and, I was making tacos for the family, because I do cook for the whole family. That's something I enjoy. So I like to have them all over for dinner. And, I made tacos, and I thought, I'll put a little bit of meat on, who cares, And my son looked at me and goes, wow, you can't even stay plant-based a day. And I'm thinking, he's right. I'm not doing what I should be doing. And so I had a bean burrito, and I had lettuce and onion and salsa. It was fantastic. And tomatoes. It was great. Okay. So I was like, yeah, I don't need the meat. What, and like I've told Sally before, buy one, get one Big Mac at McDonald's. I ate them both. I would leave my job. The only thing open was McDonald's. I ate 4 cheeseburgers on the way home. I dipped them in ketchup as I ate terrible. And it was like, I didn't realize that, So, all said and done, I was going for scans, checkups every 6 months. So he said, you have, maybe after the first 6 months or so, you have a little 5 millimeter piece on your liver, which would be the mucin. Okay. And he said, and there's 2, I read the report, and it said like 2 spots like down below, I'm like, oh God, more spots, your mind, you think, So anyway, 6 months later, now I'm all plant-based at this point. So 6 months later, I go back, And he says, oh, still 5 millimeters, and this and that. And I said, okay. And I go, what about those 2 spots that was down there? Oh, we don't see them. I don't know where they went. I don't care, but they're not there. So, okay, that's good, right? So I said, you think I could go a year? And he said, let me wait till the radiology reading. He said, yes, you can go a year. So that was this past August, probably a month ago, not even a couple weeks. I go back. Now, before this, side note, I talked to my doctor and I said, are you plant-based? And he said, oh no, these girls bring donuts and I can't do that. I go, okay. So he wrote in my report, patient continues to follow a plant-based diet, which I was impressed that he put that in the actual report. Okay. So I waited a year. I go back this August. I'm sitting there, he comes in and he says, everything's the same. I go, oh, okay, great, and he said, I went plant-based. Yeah. And so, because I said, well, you look good, you look thinner, you're a little bit thinner, he wasn't big, I said, and he said, yeah, I went plant-based. And I'm like, so I looked at him, so I'm thinking, he said for 8 months. So I'm counting, I've been here a year, 12, 4, okay. Did he listen to what I was saying? Think about what, I don't know, he has a wife and 2 daughters, and he said it was really hard. He's off the trail, but I told him I make an excellent black bean brownie. And he said, I want the recipe. He gave me his email. And I said, no, I'm going to make them for you because Wednesdays, I said, I'm going to bring them down because I usually do something for him. So I was impressed. And he said, it was hard. And I said, well, you need to, he goes, I come home, my wife brings home chicken, whatever, and I don't have anything to eat. And I said, okay. And he goes, I can't prep, we talked that the nurse came in and said, you got to go, you got other patients. And I could have talked to him all day because you could tell he did it. I mean, and he went stricter than I was. Like, I mean, he wouldn't even eat a tortilla because he said there's chemicals, and I'm like, okay, this is a 90-degree turn from when I was here last year. But,
Wow.
so I was impressed. And I told him, I said, I'm going to make you that. And I thought about it. I thought, hey, even if that we had a little bit of nudge to make him do it, something. But he surprised me when he said, I go, okay, how much nutrition training did you have? A couple hours, whatever. Okay. I said, do you ever talk to your patients? He goes, absolutely. And he said, you know what they tell me? And he was laughing. He said, just clean me up and send me on my way. I got stuff to do. I got, no parts of nutrition, no parts of diet, which I found shocking, and he was laughing about it. He said, I try, I don't know what to, and so I found that very strange that people wouldn't want to. I wish somebody would have talked to me when I was in the hospital.
Right.
I mean, and I get his point, he was with me 12 hours that day. He was even longer, it's hard to meal prep in that. So fast forward to where we're at now, that's my point. I want to start off with the smoothie, which is what I do in the morning. Now, I have 2 of these, but I have a smaller one, that I do drink the whole thing. I have a gentleman at work that pays me, and I make him mason jars of smoothies all week. He won't go plant-based, but he's getting something out of this. I'll take it, But so that really gets you going in the morning, fills you up. Now I do add like strawberry powder, amla powder, things like that for me. Mushroom powder for immune, since I don't have a spleen and that, I'm always paranoid, So, but this is what I start off in the morning. Okay, I'm going to put it up here just to show you. Okay, so I start off, now, you look at the kale and you think, who's eating all that? Okay, this is probably a little less than I put in. Okay, and people will say, and this is out of a gentleman's garden that I work with. He every year I got a kale plant, and I said I'll take it. So better before I rip it here, I'll put my gloves on. So you can put any kind of greens. I use this because he's great to give me kale and say, you want the kale? Absolutely. And I just lickety split in the morning, toss her in, right? Okay.
But you could put the harder stuff in, right?
I do.
That does
It's bitter.
grind it up.
It's
It is
bitter.
bitter. Okay.
Yes, it's bitter. And I have rabbits and things outside, so I don't waste anything. You know, but yes, okay, then I put some dates, okay, for sweetness. Some people put whatever you wanna put there. Okay, I put flax, whole flax. Brown, golden, whatever, I happen to have brown. I put flax in. Usually I have a little spoon. I put 4 little scoops in, probably be like two tablespoons, a big tablespoon, whatever you wanna put in, you know. And then chia, you know, they say, well, that fills you up and everything. Maybe that stops him from eating so much. I'll put chia in, okay? So, then I do my bananas. Now, some people freeze the bananas, okay? I don't know. Every time I freeze them, even like for the ice cream they say to do and everything, I don't know. Mine gets brown so fast. And I'm just not sure, you know, why it happens. What else I could do? I've researched it and I'm like, they're still brown. Some, you know, even like maybe they're too old when I use them. I'm not sure. So I get mixes like this actually came from Aldi's and I liked it because it had blackberries in and I haven't been eating a lot of blackberries and I thought, oh, I could use that. But I go to like Walmart, you know, $7.84 is their bag of triple berry blend. Has the cherries in and stuff. And then what I'll do, we smash her down, you know, and like this is a lot of blueberries, guys, in this one. And I don't want it to explode here, but and then some of them like them thicker, you know. I put it in a mason jar. I make my daughter one every morning. And then I'll just eyeball it like and see like where I'm at on here. I don't want to go crazy with too much water till I see. And being that some of the fruit's thawed out because I drove here, I had it on ice, but you know, for us sampling today, we're gonna just try this. Okay, Teresa.
Yes.
Hold on 1 second. The lid's on the back seat. I'm
Put it on, just put it on.
We want a very explosion. Turning it on. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Any questions or anything while we got a
Just as a
second?
little aside, I make a kale blueberry
Okay.
smoothie in the morning, and I also put in a little bit of ground turmeric, cinnamon, and a little black pepper, because the turmeric needs the black pepper.
Right, right.
And you don't taste it, because like I'm not gonna cook with turmeric, so by putting it in my smoothie, you can hide a lot of stuff. And I also add a scoop of plant-based vanilla protein powder.
Right. Well, I use from a nutritionist that I went to, I use Nature's Harvest and I put a scoop of that in. That's why I said what I normally,
Yeah,
it's like a protein powder or a plant powder, or, you know, it's greens, but what I do is when I'm making this, like in the mornings, I'll do 2. So I don't do that for the gentleman at work. So I make this, put his in a mason jar, then I add my powders, thank you. Then I add my powders, okay?
Mhm.
And same thing. I don't do turmeric. I'll do like all my fruit powders and everything, because I do take some turmeric pills with the black pepper, you know, I take that. And, but that's up to you. There's other powders, like, you know, I said the strawberry powder, things like that, whatever you want to add, you know, absolutely.
I'm just saying it's a great way to hide stuff that you
yeah.
don't really like.
Right. So I get my, also, you could go to Sam's Club and they have a bag of spinach. I think it's like 5 something. It's this big.
Yeah.
And I freeze it. And then I'll be like, uh-oh, gentleman's off today, or I don't, kale was terrible at the store, whatever. Excellent. I put it in there frozen, but having that frozen and the frozen fruit, you know, a little more water, because I do
Yeah.
know sometimes it doesn't, you know. But this, I love my life. Now, I'm not worried about the flax seeds. The blueberries, you may get a little seeds in here because of the blueberries. We're gonna give you the samples, okay? And, but all good, you're getting in bananas. And like I said, I have this for me and I drink the whole thing, depending, sometimes I drink this whole thing. But you're getting your bananas, your berries, strawberries, whatever. I had pineapple, fresh pineapple, throw it in. Pineapple in here is excellent. Frozen, fresh, whatever. I cut one time, I had to use it up. I had like pineapple with peaches, anything. It's great, so you guys try it and then see what you think.
Sorry, I'm making a little bit of
No,
a mess.
you're good.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna move on since I have so much here.
All right.
Now, what I do, I just brought this as a sample and it, shuffled around in my car a little bit. But like, this is something you can do. I make lunches for my daughter sometimes. So this was layered. It looked beautiful before I drove here, but it was lettuce, cucumbers, black beans, brown rice, tomatoes. You can put a salsa on here for your lunch prep. You can put
Thank you.
You could put salsa on there, you could put your dressing, you could put this dressing that I'm gonna make. You can. Whatever you wanna do, I'll take like one of these, I'll have my smoothie, I'll have this, and bring a sweet potato, something like that, whatever is easier. But you can, so I'm gonna put this out here. Okay, so this is I'm making this because this is my daughter's favorite recipe, favorite dressing. She went to work and she texted me. I always wait to see. And she texted me and she said, Mom, I don't know what's in that dressing, but I could literally drink it. And I'm like, okay, because she's the tough cookie. I mean, she's the one that she does a lot, in support of me too, but she's the one that's the critic and she'll say, oh, don't ever make that again, but she loved this. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna, I just need water. Oh, sorry. That's okay. I just need a little bit of water.
Okay.
Start here with that. Okay. So 2 to 3 tablespoons of the water. Okay, so and I have my water at home, but I'm traveling here. I'll do 2 to start. Okay, because till we see how it is. If it seems a little thick, if my garlic was too big, whatever. Okay, then the 1/4 cup, thank you, vinegar. Okay. And then I buy this at Laps in bulk since we use so much nutritional yeast. And then maple syrup, that's all organic, natural.
Thank you.
Okay, and then huge tamari. I love this tamari. I used to get the squeeze one at Walmart, and then I bought this, and I don't know, it's so much creamier and everything. I like this better. Okay,
Where did you buy that?
that was at Walmart too, believe it or not.
That's
Oh, wow.
what, tahini?
Yeah,
You can get that at the,
yeah,
Was that the
That's a-
tahini or the?
It's the tahini, right? The
Yeah.
tahini.
I think the Tells is cheaper.
It's
Really?
be careful where you buy it because I had to buy it one time at Giant Eagle, it was $2 more.
Yeah, Patel, if you know where, if you know where Patel's is in Monroeville, they have it and it's much cheaper.
Oh, good.
Do they have tahini and cacao?
Yeah. Oh, of course.
How much soy sauce was that?
A tablespoon. And then,
Is it organic?
no, this is
I have no
the soy
idea.
sauce. No,
Oh,
this
no
is what I bought, and I normally get the low sodium.
Yeah.
I was desperate last night, something else I forgot. I ran down the store, I was at their mercy, but like Sally would say with reading labels, okay, I read this: water, soybeans, wheat, salt. A couple of them had corn syrup. This,
yeah,
I'm like, are
right.
you serious? I was glad I looked. I was like, I don't know, it was their name brand from the store. So I did check that to make sure there wasn't, crazy ingredients in there.
No,
Yes, yes, you can do either one. You can do either one.
Or soy sauce.
Right. I was gonna get that. I saw that there and I didn't like the ingredients in that either. Okay,
Is the tahini organic?
I don't think there is an
No.
organic tahini.
Oh, yes, there is.
There is?
That's all that I.
Okay.
buy. Where
I
do
don't
you
think
get
mine
yours?
is.
I get mine at Co-op,
At the co-op.
Easton Food. Co-op.
Yes, yes, okay,
And
and then a clove of garlic.
if you only have the full soy sauce and not the low, just put in half and fill the rest with water. That's what they do. So you bless.
Yeah. I mean, it makes it so creamy, I mean, it's. And then you got a half teaspoon of mustard. And my salt.
And where would you put salt when you have two different things that are
I
so
know.
high in salt?
Well, and my iodine was low, I had it checked, so.
Oh, okay.
I think that I,
So it's iodized salt.
yes, yes. Yes. Okay, I think we got everything. So this will make noise too here, Sally. Now, I only did the 2 tablespoons of the water too. Okay, I'm making it how I normally make it for my daughter. So the only thing we get with this is it's noisy, like in the mornings, but I make it fresh every morning for her, but it does last, you know, a couple days in the refrigerator. I've had it in a little container, okay? I'm gonna get the garlic, that's all. Quarter cup. Okay, Teresa. So she's gonna put that on some lettuce for you to let you try it. And then you tell me if my daughter's right. But you know, there's no oil. I mean, yeah, there, you know, if you want to get your organic everything, do whatever you want to do. That's up to you. This is just a fast, good dressing that you can just have, that you're not eating oil or whatever.
Do you want to use this whole thing up and keep that?
Well, depending how many you can get out is fine. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'll let you guys try that. I'm gonna start on the soup, okay? Since we're here, get this going. Okay, so I made this the other day because I base a lot of my stuff off to, my brother has a huge garden. He kept up my dad's garden. I have no idea, and it's amazing. So he will sit there and say, you gotta come get these peppers. You know, you gotta come get these tomatoes. And I posted it on the Pittsburgh plant-based website. I make a lot of a skillet pasta. So what happened last year is he said, you gotta come get these tomatoes. Well, I can and everything, but I looked at him and I'm like, oh, what do I do? And he said, Joyce, you wash them, you core them, you set them upside down, you put them on a cookie sheet and you freeze them, put them in a Ziploc bag. And I'm like, okay. And it was excellent. He said, you run it underwater, the peel just falls off. Okay. And
When it's frozen?
yes,
Mhm.
so I take it out of the freezer. I'll take, for me, 3 or 4, put it under the spigot, the skin falls right off. Put it in the skillet and it just disintegrates and it's excellent. And I have his frozen basil and parsley and everything. And I make a skillet pasta. Like I said, I did post it. And so I had that this week. It was great. So. Okay, so now I'm gonna start with, sauteing up my onion here. Roll this out. And peppers. So these are peppers from the garden. I already had it measured. These onions are strong. For you guys online, you don't. And then the peppers, green peppers from the garden. So what I did, I made it last night for you guys. And what I did is I'll just saute it up. Okay, now this is new. So it's cooking here, but I'm going to go through this obviously faster cooking at home. But so I don't know what that was, but okay. Spoon, Teresa. I had a bigger spoon. I thought I had. No, it's okay. Okay. So now what I do, what happened to me last night? I had the onions and peppers in here. Now, the recipe calls for 4 cups Yeah.
See them in the bag, right?
4 cups of the vegetable broth. Okay, it's organic. Okay. And so what I did was I would open the veggie broth. And there's 4 cups. This whole thing measures out to 4 cups. So I would just put a little bit of the veggie broth in here to saute it. Obviously, you're not doing the oil, that's on the recipe. And then I would just put it in here and, use that to saute it up a little bit. And I steamed this kind of, and made all this last night, sauteed it up. It was great.
Joyce,
Yes,
It's delicious.
the dressing, great, great.
I needed something. No oil.
So, okay. I need garlic again, Teresa. Thought I had one up here. Let me grab one.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Three more.
I knew I had 2.
Yeah, the dressing really makes a difference. I'm not a big salad eater. I
Okay,
maybe eat tossed salads once or twice a month, just because.
really?
I've never,
Wow.
really, my husband has one every night. I don't know, I've never been a salad eater, but I just like the toppings. I don't really like the greens cold. But since I make a similar dressing, I could eat a salad 4 times.
Right.
Nice.
And
And
it's so tasty.
yes, I think it's great. I mean, and like I said,
I need one, yes. Salad.
okay, and then garlic,
And Nancy, one.
clove of garlic, and use your judgment on how much you want garlic, extra, whatever. All right, now we're starting to steam up here. Okay.
I think that's it. Okay.
Now, being that we're down here, we're on here, I ordered this hot plate fried, so, we'll see how it goes. Okay. Now, what I did last night, I wanted these peppers and onions to saute up a lot, so what I did is I took, okay, I need this rinse with somewhere real quick, okay. For time reasons and everything, I'm going to just show you how I did this. What I put the seasonings in while the onion and peppers were sauteing. And, if you read how the recipe, it'll tell you, put all that in and throw all the rest in at the end. But I kind of just took it as I thought I'll throw all the seasonings in first. Now, my daughter doesn't like anything spicy. Okay. So I thought, well, I'm gonna make her something today for lunch. What am I gonna make her? I thought, well, I made that stuffed pepper soup last night for myself. I'm like, I'm gonna just give her that. Well, she didn't eat it that day. Thanks. Next day, she was like, no, I still didn't get to it. I'm like, I'm waiting. I said, maybe you better not take it because it's got a bite to it. It's a little bit spicy. All I'm adding is a 1/4 teaspoon of the crushed red pepper. And I'm like, how can it, I'm surprised because she does not like spicy stuff. I was at work, she messaged me, Mom, that is the best soup. And she's not a tomato person, a spicy person. So I was impressed. Now, I have trouble getting in lentils. Okay, I can eat the salads, but like the lentils, I'm like, I made a lentil sloppy joe before, that kind of thing. And I thought, what could I use? What could I make that would have lentils? And this has the lentils and the brown rice. And when you're meal prepping your lunches, I have a rice cooker. Like last night, I did 2 cups of rice and it was 2 cups to 2/3 water. And I have rice now for tomorrow, and I'm using some in here. I put some in there, and I used the one I made last night. So the meal prepping thing, you can store all that, make your rice, do your stuff, but like the soups like this, I have my freezer set up. I'll portion out for my lunch, put it in, just to give you guys an idea on the meal prepping, Okay, so now we're doing salt. I saw it. Where'd I put it? Right in front. Hiding by the thing. Okay. So now we're gonna do a teaspoon of salt. So I just, whoa, we need that much. Put it around what was cooking, flatten out the veggies. Okay,
This dressing is really good.
I know.
Oh my God.
and then we're gonna do pepper and in there, okay. And I like that everything was a teaspoon. teaspoon of pepper, teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of. They said they use Mrs. Dash. Well, I get this salt-free, we've already added salt, so I get this salt-free garlic and herb at Aldi's. I don't know what it is, $2, something, it's cheap.
I use
Okay.
that Also.
It is excellent.
Mhm.
And so I thought, well, I'm not using Mrs. Dash. I'm gonna use this because this looks good. When I was at home, when I first made it. And let me tell you, I don't know if that brought out the flavor or what, but it was great. So I used that. And then it says, a half to a quarter teaspoon of the garlic powder. I like garlic powder, so I did use, in the one you're gonna taste, I did use the half, okay? And a quarter teaspoon of the dried oregano. And then we'll do our little quarter teaspoon of the red pepper. I think it gives it a little kick, you know. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we got our garlic and everything in there too. Okay, now. What I did, I got the fire roasted diced tomatoes, okay? And then just a regular plain tomato sauce. First time I made it, I used like an oil-free tomato sauce, like spaghetti sauce kind of thing. And it was good too, but I mean, for here and for you guys, and make sure I just got the plain tomato sauce, which is what I made last night, and it was excellent. I won't use the spaghetti sauce again. I was just thinking, no stuffed peppers, trying to mock the stuffed peppers that you're gonna eat, And when I say soup, stew, whatever you want to call it, once you add the rice at the end, because like last night when I did it, it was like a soup. And when you're adding this whole thing in here, I'm like, wow, it's really soup. Put the lentils in and let them cook for a little bit. But then once I added that rice, it was thick, Now I did saute it a little more last night than I am now, obviously, but it was excellent. You'll see. You're gonna try it. We got it. Oh, yeah.
So you're just using regular lentils?
Yes, these are just the regular ones. Now, when I make the sloppy joes, it calls for the red lentils. Yes,
Your sauce.
but for this one,
I'm surprised.
yes. Hey, I gave that to
Yeah,
you,
but they
Teresa,
make
right?
the burger much-
Yep.
You made that for your husband,
Yeah,
yes.
you like them.
I'm surprised.
Yes, and then, it wants you to simmer it like 35 minutes or whatever, and I just put the lid on, I let it go. But and like I said, obviously at home, I'm sauteing the peppers and onions a little bit longer, but that's okay, this will be for next week. And then this is 4 cups, and I would have a little less because I was using a lot last night to saute. It came out to like 3.5 cups or something. I used a half a cup to saute, but I'm like, it's all going the same place, right? So it was excellent. So I don't know, we can't really.
Smells so good.
I know.
I like the frozen lentils from Trader Joe's. They're really good.
So I don't know if we can see, but I'm gonna try to tilt it a little bit. And if you look, it's like soup. So this is all up to you. I thought about it and I thought you could add less rice if you want.
Sure.
You could add cabbage or something and make it like that. You could tweak this recipe any way you want. This is your basic, but for me, it was getting the brown rice, the lentils in, and I'm like, this is a good way for me, something that I don't use a lot, How was the smoothie, by the way?
Delicious.
It was good? Okay, all right. I wasn't sure
Excellent.
how you guys liked it. Okay, and then last, I have it over here. I have my brown rice all ready to go here, and then it's going in. Now you guys taste this. I wish everybody online could taste it because it is, it's excellent, it's excellent. I mean,
Oh, you shared this on now.
so what I did last night, now, it's not gonna look like this now, obviously, like I said, because you know, but, last night, when I made it, I was like, I need something to eat, and it was thick, it was thick last night, but well, you're eating it, you know. But, I had mashed potatoes, and I put them in a bowl, and I just put a little ladle over top.
Oh, yeah.
It was excellent, because, you know, if you're serving mashed potatoes with stuffed cabbage, whatever, you know, it was great. So just a thought there of ideas of, you know, how you can tweak the recipe. Okay, and then, okay, so you guys try that. You're gonna like it.
Yes, it's.
No, we're gonna love it.
Yeah, and it doesn't.
We're gonna like,
We're loving.
you get the
it
kick,
to it.
yes,
The kick is
yes. Yeah, there, and like I said, I was thinking, well, what would it be? I mean, because there's garlic and herbs in this seasoning, but nothing hot. And so I'm like, that little quarter teaspoon made it that hot, maybe, I don't know, but I mean, you know,
I think you could even leave out the additional salt because.
Right,
the
you
other
probably could,
ingredients
yeah.
Have salt in them
Right.
anyway.
It's delicious.
yeah,
Wow.
and like I said, you guys could tweak this any way you want, add to it, do, you know, whatever.
Mm.
Okay,
I'm gonna go.
yeah, show them the thick finished product, right? There you go.
Okay, here we go.
We need to show them, where's that?
Grater.
I forgot.
I don't know if we did it tonight. And too much.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit heat.
Can I ask a question? How much? Here it says 1 cooked cup of uncooked rice,
1 cup of what?
uncooked rice, it looked like you put in a cup of cooked rice.
Is there a recipe for that? Oh,
Right.
I know
I-
it is, but I mean,
Yeah, you can do either, because you could, like, the lentils are gonna cook, you could throw the rice in here.
no, what I meant was, once you made your 1 cup of rice,
Oh, I
it
didn't
makes
see that.
what, like 3 cups. of
Right,
rice.
right.
But you didn't put 3 cups of rice.
No, just 1 cup,
1 cup of
Yes.
cooked rice.
right, that's what I did,
Yeah.
you know, for me. And it made it thick, like I said, so you could,
Yeah.
if you wanted to throw it in there uncooked or whatever, but I read a lot too, where they said that they, you know, made it ahead of time and threw it in, so I thought, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, this way,
Right.
if you have it in your refrigerator and you wanna throw it in there, you're ready to go.
Right, I just meant for the volume.
Yeah, and your consistency, if you wanna make it thicker, like I said, I put that over mashed potatoes, whatever, you know, how do you like? it?
So good.
That'd be perfect.
It's delicious.
Oh,
Yeah.
It might also be good to throw in, instead of the rice, some other grain like farro.
Right, right, absolutely, whatever you wanna put in. I mean, You can tweak it, however, there's other options here, you know. Okay. So, I'm gonna start on the zucchini bread. We okay, Sally?
Oh, we're
Good on
great.
time and everything? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
All
Keep
right,
on going,
okay.
Joyce.
okay. Okay, so let's go down by the recipe to show you here. Okay, so 1/4 cup, now, before, when you guys are done with this, she serves the zucchini bread. I made 2 this morning. And you know, they were warm. Okay, 1 I did chocolate chips, the vegan chips, okay, and 1 I did walnuts. So I had my daughter and them sample it because I had a little defect on the end there. And she said she actually liked the walnut one better, and I was surprised. Now the chocolate one, yes, it's chocolatey. That's a word, but it was good. And it's good. And I always in the past, not plant-based, making zucchini bread, I would grate it to where it was the smallest side and then put it in a strainer, let the water drip out, all that good stuff. Too much work. This is easy. And all you do, I have my little trusty shredder here and I just go, you know, real fast on this. You got a cup in no time, you know. So obviously I'm using the applesauce for the first part. Okay. Yeah, well,
Sure, this was hiding you.
that's okay. I think Sally got me there.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, Teresa, Smith,
Yes.
just wash that.
Where did you get the shredder?
I have no idea.
Yeah, we're gonna, that's
That's
cool.
cute.
IKEA,
Oh, really?
yes.
Mhm.
And I remember we were down there, my daughter said, oh, look at that shredder, and I'm gonna get one. You know, I love it. I love it. I mean, even when I was making regular cheese back in the day, you know, so it's been around, but it's excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So. All right, now what happened with this? I wanted to use, okay, you can use, it's, you know, it says brown sugar. I did go out and buy the date sugar. The consistency is really thin, like, you know, so this morning was all flour. Like it felt like, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like biscuit dough, you know, I mean, it was bad. So I did add more almond milk and it turned out fine. I just added a little bit. So keep that in mind if you're using the date sugar, you know, just to make sure. I just go off of the consistency of how my normal banana breads or whatever would be. And it was great. So I cut it up, but it is, I worry about the thing with the breads are, if you're going to make this, don't keep it 3 days. I thought it got dense on me. I took it to work a lot, served the guys, you know, whatever. And I thought it seemed heavy. And I don't know. I mean, because I made it this morning and it's good, you know, and it says 55 minutes or whatever. Absolutely not. Soon as that toothpick came out, I pulled it because you don't want it to be dry, you know, and yeah, just keep that in mind with the recipe.
What kind
Okay.
of flour do you use?
I got the organic King Arthur, I believe it is.
Okay, I
Um,
couldn't remember.
yes, okay. So I have my notes in here.
Joyce brought this zucchini bread to our potluck last month.
Oh,
And since that time, really, and you gave me the recipe, I made it 5 times. I've taken it to 2 family outings. I've taken it to a potluck. I gave some to a friend as a gift. He was in the hospital and I took over. I made it 5 times. It's like
Great.
my
Okay, so this is a third a cup of the almond milk, okay? But I'm gonna just show you, since that happened to me today. Then I have a tablespoon of the ground flax. I just brought it, you know, here, okay? Now, it said a cup of brown sugar. So being that this is mine, I had a little bit of date sugar. This is what I got for the date sugar, okay? There is some brown sugar in here because a little bit mixed up because I ran out, okay? So I just, I mixed that in there just to get rid of it. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought about it. I think I did actually do it one time. It was just really dark, but that's okay. You know, it was just really dark on you, but you know, I did.
Is that just regular brown sugar?
Well, this is the date and just a little bit of regular brown sugar. I'm taking this home because George is made with just date, okay? Because I wasn't sure. Make sure that you guys were good. And then the 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And I did get the pure vanilla. I normally, I order it like Thrive has a regular, you know, just vanilla, no alcohol, whatever in it and stuff like that. I get, but okay,
Alcohol.
you want the alcohol.
Take it straight from the bottle.
Okay, so
Vanilla beans. Oh, it's easy.
It's a good idea.
What did you use?
She makes her own vanilla.
Vanilla bean.
oh, that's great.
Yeah.
One of those.
Okay, so I have my cup here. So this is, you know, lickety split. I was doing this with, and now these zucchini are different than what I get from my brother. My brother's zucchinis are like this, and the seeds, right? And the seeds are bigger than pumpkin seeds, you know. So I
Gotta pick them earlier.
he's just overwhelmed.
Yes.
So
Does he need to get rid of them?
well, what he did was he said, you've got to come get these zucchini. I'm like, I guess I'm making zucchini bread. And I made zucchini boats, which I posted, but
Yeah.
anyway, he said, I'm out of zucchini, let's say 3 weeks ago. I'm out of zucchini, it's all gone. He gives it away to work. I gave it a lot away to my work, And he said, don't worry, I got a new batch planted.
Oh, gee.
Okay. So I asked him Monday and he said they have blossoms. They're coming. I don't know if you have one by Saturday. So I did buy these because I'm like, well, I can't, but I liked that I wasn't overloaded with the seeds like I'm with his. You just scrape them out, but I mean, this grated up last night, or this morning, so easy, and not grating it up and draining it like the old way I used to make it. I thought these are going to be hunks of zucchini, and you'll see when you get the zucchini bread and you try it. It's great, and no time. We're trying to be, people that don't want to cook. It's a cup of this, and it does say on the recipe to blot it dry, but I wasn't. I thought, you know what? Maybe that's why it's soft. You'll see. It's, but I thought I'm not doing it because there's not a lot in here as far as liquid.
The other option is just to put less liquid in your recipe.
Yeah, I mean, either way, whatever, but I was like, I'm just gonna whip it up here. And I thought, oh, it's like long strip. No, it was excellent. It was fine. But you can, grade it and do however you, like I said, whatever you want to do, you can tweak any of the recipes how you want. Okay, and then so we do our half a teaspoon of the baking powder. And it's on the soda somewhere. Okay.
Does anyone know where you can find that?
What's that?
We're looking.
What's
I
that?
think Rumford. It's
Yeah,
Rumford
Rumford.
aluminum
Yeah.
free for you.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
think Rumford.
What's the difference?
I saw the.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a lot of-
one, yeah.
there's-
I know, we were just talking, I even got rid of all my aluminum bakeware. I just got rid of it.
There's a lot of old time aluminum paper. I have a ton of it that's like 20, 30 years.
I won't even donate it. I don't even want to donate it, I just threw it out.
So what did you replace, like your baking pans, what did you replace it with?
Let's see, it's not-
I would have glass or I have
glass.
a couple silicone that I use like the muffins that are that. Yeah.
So you wouldn't, I line mine with parchment paper. Do you think that helps?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I don't,
Silicone
it's
pan.
an aluminum. pan,
Yeah.
line
Depends on what
Parchment paper.
parchment is made out of, though.
Parchment's made out of aluminum?
No,
No, no, no, no, no.
Other plastic,
Yeah.
there's a coating on it.
Yeah.
You
I was
can't, I
like,
can't
how
escape it.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah, parchment's
No,
good.
geez.
You know what, a lot of.
This
baking
actually looks
recipes
better
say you have to
than it
mix
did
the
this
wet and
morning.
dry. You
Ah.
don't have to do that with this. I mean, this is the beauty of that recipe, Joyce.
Well-
It's so easy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's a one bowl.
Yeah, it's.
So you're
terrific.
not,
And it's so good.
yeah, you're not, running around sifting this, that, everything, throw everything in a bowl. Now, this is where I wanted to show you how it was this morning. And I don't know, like, now this is a little better, so maybe because there's a little bit of brown sugar in, but it's still, like a biscuit dough, like you could roll it, So we're not doing that. So I did add more almond milk, just till I got the consistency that I wanted. And it was great. It cooked up fine. And you'll have enough, Teresa, for them to try one of each. Okay, I layered it in the.
Yeah.
Do I just have it walk around with the container? I'm eating.
Yes,
That's why
You're allowed.
Teresa's eat.
Uh-huh.
It's all right.
Staff members are allowed to have a break. Joyce's staff.
Yes. So I kind of just. Oh, she's ready. She's coming.
no.
Yeah, she's coming. So. I just brought the chips, and you can get whatever you want, the cacao, whatever. I just grabbed these. This is a cup. It's probably a little less than a cup. And I would suggest a little less because it's really got a lot of chocolate in the one I made and it was a cup. And
That's a
the
lot.
walnuts were
That's a lot.
okay, but yes, if you want more of a sliced bread, I would go a little less with the chips.
So Joyce, the ones on top.
No, they're, well, yeah, these are chocolate,
Okay.
and then underneath you'll see the walnut?
so-
whatever.
I'll just-
Yeah, you can do one of
These are
each.
good
We have enough
chocolate.
to give. We can do one of
Okay.
each
Yeah.
if you want. And then I use my trusty, pans, because it doesn't stick. I pop them right out.
You don't
But-
have to put any oil
No.
inside that pan.
No,
That's the
nothing.
silicone one.
So I don't know. I'm gonna go with this
Just have to be sure it's
consistency
food
here.
grade.
I'm trying to show the camera there. That's why I got my clear bowl. I'm gonna go with this, just because it looks good. And then I will judge the baking. Like I said, I don't see you going 55 minutes with this, okay?
When do you check it first? Like 45?
35.
Really?
Yes, well, no, I have a different oven that actually cooks. It's this little countertop one that I love.
Oh,
That it's not an air fryer, but it's an oven on there that has the two, and I love it because it's convenient. And it does seem to cook faster.
Yeah, I have,
So-
my countertop cooks faster too.
Right, and it's
Summer, yeah.
350. It's not like it's up to 400 or anything, but. Yeah,
I wonder if you couldn't throw all of the, ingredients in a food processor and add the chocolate chips at the end. As long as you have a food processor.
I mean, if you wanted to try to, if you were gonna try to, use up the zucchini, if you wanted to, blend it better in that.
Can you see this, folks? Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
See what you're missing?
Processor, I-
Yeah, oh, right, right. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm sure, so you can see, here, I'm trying to show the camera, you can see just, and then like I said, I bake it, it comes out perfect, I poke it, and I check it,
This is why you'll make.
just make sure. So I'm sweetening it up here, yes, with the bread.
Yeah, that baking pan looks awfully smaller than the one that, the typical size one. It looks narrower.
Nah, it might be a little skinnier.
Oh, my goodness. Joyce.
How is it? You're funny.
I make a variation of that with chocolate. I make a chocolate zucchini bread.
Never mind, never mind, never mind.
What do you put in
I got
It's
it.
it? You
good.
put cocoa, what did you say?
Coco, where?
No, I do.
Oh.
I make a chocolate zucchini.
You're very welcome.
Okay,
You okay, Joyce?
Under
Yes.
Wash.
no, good.
Oh.
Okay, so
This is to die for.
Yeah,
which one do you guys like?
I like
Better.
it.
I haven't. tasted
That's
it.
my daughter liked the walnut.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was like, oh, the walnut one is great,
Let me see.
So moist, they're really good.
yeah,
yeah.
so they're not a typical bread slice. But like I said, if you tweak this as well and did what you want to do, less chips, whatever, bake it a little longer, the ones I did make before sliced perfect. So,
Nobody would know that this was plant-based.
Mhm.
no,
It was
absolutely
oil.
not.
Yeah,
Absolutely
with no
not.
oil.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
right.
know.
I haven't known
Yeah.
any plant-based
Mhm. It's,
Oh.
it's great.
breads like these that rise and get soft and fluffy,
Mhm.
like the old ones. so.
Yeah, I think my banana, well, I mean, this
Oh,
was rising. I was jabbing at it because I didn't want to over bake it for you guys. I didn't want to
So
under bake
good.
it, so. But, it came up,
mhm.
it was up. I mean, I post pictures of it, it comes up. Yeah, yeah,
Amazing, it really is.
Yeah.
Joyce. It's
You just
delicious.
have to make sure your baking soda, baking powder aren't out of date. That happened to me last year.
Yeah. yeah.
I had one that was out of date.
Now, I'm thinking, the black bean brownie for the doctor, maybe I better make him a zucchini bread too. So, just for extra. Yeah. But,
Nice of you.
yes, and. But I did forget to tell you something at the end there. After he said about going plant-based and things like that, and whatever, and I sat down with him and he was telling me how he tries to talk to patients about nutrition and this and that, and I said, well, don't you think it's strange that it hasn't even grown a millimeter? I'm not that I wanted to, but it's like, you'd think it, because I was very nervous, I'll be honest with you, waiting a year. because I was always 6 months. And then I thought, I'm gonna wait a year. Then, so in February, I'm like, okay, I'm getting my cancer mortgage check. I'm doing this on my own because I was nervous. And I did make a comment like, it's strange. Nothing's changed at all. I was hoping it was gone. Okay, but all right, And he said, I'm not so sure it's live. And I said, okay, what do you mean? What's that mean? He goes, it might be scar tissue. And it might not. Oh, I
amazing.
don't even start because I burst into tears. And I was like, are you kidding? Just the cycle of, him going plant-based, this little piece here, 2 pieces here that are miraculously gone, I thought it was a little, and I was taking Paw, which is a supplement, and they say it suffocates cancer cells supposedly. And today was my last pill. She told me, stop taking it. You don't need it. Stop taking it, So I do try other things, just to, whatever's out there. Like I said, the mushroom powder in my smoothie for my immune system, and, I don't want to jinx myself, but I never had COVID yet. And I was nervous. I thought, and I work with people that have it and get it. And, I'm always out, in the stores and, so it's something to think about. I guess the reason I'm telling you guys this is because when he said nothing's changed and all that, my mind, people online and that was, I don't care. I'm not eating the way I used to eat. I don't care if he says, no, because I feel great. I feel good. I feel bad how I fed my kids, I wish I would have known things like that, so I do try to, I'm sure they're sick of it at work and that, but I do preach a lot about it, so, because just the health benefits otherwise. I would be at my old job, years ago, going, 2:00, come on.
Yeah.
Now it's 4:30, I'm ready to leave. And I'm like, where did they go? I am just, I'm high strung to begin with, but I am just like, the day goes, I get things done. I feel accomplished. I feel better. And I just can't not believe it's not the plants, the diet. I really believe that.
agree.
My hair it's up now, but it's like down to here. My hair was here and wispy after my surgery. I didn't lose it. They did a chemo wash. I didn't lose it because of that. It started coming out in clumps because I was malnourished. And I'd brush it and I'd be like, and it was because I was malnourished. Now, I'm in there every 5, getting inches cut off. It's right back. And I said to her, it's the diet. I believe it. And I just feel like, not to preach or anything, but even if he would have said, it didn't matter. If he came in and said, no, go eat whatever you want, that wouldn't happen. Once you're on this journey and path, I think, and you see with the morning thing, the lunch, freeze the soup, eat the soup, put it over mashed potatoes, put it over a baked potato, do whatever. There's so many different ways you can eat it. Have your zucchini bread as a snack, have a piece for breakfast if you want some, there's a lot of ways out there. I felt for him actually, because to hear, and he said his wife tried when she had ordered him meals. So, cause he'd come home and he said, what do I eat? And she said, well, he said she spent hundreds of dollars on these meals. And he said, she ordered keto. Cause she didn't know. And he felt bad, and I was like, oh my gosh, and so it's like, I do want to go take this stuff down to him and show him the recipe and do that, I'm sure he's not baking and things like that, but just to get the word out there that you can do it, so like I said about the 2:00, okay. Everybody's running for Snickers and this and that at my job. You got change for the vending machine. They're running out there. They're coming back with candy bars. Okay. So what I do now, I used up my chocolate chips and I didn't bring the extra walnuts, but I'm just going to show you now. This is just an open date. Okay. So, and this is just my regular organic, peanut butter. And yes, it's going to be a little bit sloppy, right? Okay. So when I first decided I'm going to eat this way, at night, I want something sweet. And I'm not a person that I got to, eat AAA or chocolate cake. I was never really like that. But my daughter goes, hey, Mom, I saw this online. I made this for you. and she had a cookie sheet and she froze these dates and she sprinkled the nibs on top, which on your, I didn't have those. I didn't have time to go. I was gonna go to Nature's Way and get them, but you could
What are
sprinkle coconut, like chocolate.
Oh.
Like, I actually, get a candy bar, grate it, just to put a little bite on top. You could put 3 or 4 little chips on here. You could put coconut. I crushed up the walnuts and you can dust them with the walnuts and things like that, which you'll see, they're great. Okay, freeze these. They're under the ice and they're really hard to get out, so just be careful. So I froze them. And then, what you do, like, I have a container, you take them to work or wherever, and you put them in the freezer. And then at 2 o'clock, when everybody's doing their thing, you eat them frozen. So I tried to keep them frozen for you. Oh, there we go. Oh, that don't taste like garlic. So what I did was I tried to keep them frozen for you guys. And it looks like it might have worked. So there's enough for you to try both, but there's the chocolate chips and the walnuts, okay? So I will say, when you take one out, it'll get like this fast. So you take it and that date, you eat it right from the freezer. And it's excellent. So I made these up for you guys just to try them, keeping with the theme of having something, like I said, it's better than a Snickers bar,
Take
You take a little.
Take the lid off. Be good.
Yeah, there's walnut
Somebody
ones.
wants to know, is there anything special date that you use that?
Yeah, Majul dates, whatever. See
They
here.
have them at Aldi's in a bag. It's on the front
Okay,
box.
now, the only thing with the Aldi's, they changed them.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be in a box.
Yeah.
Now they're in a bag. They are so like soft. And I mean, really, I actually got these from Sam's. Now they're harder. Some of them sometimes might be, even for the smoothie, I'll put those dates in there and that Vitamix is working hard. So, but for these, they're great. And I don't know, they're stiffer that they hold up with the peanut butter. Cause I mean, look at this one here with the walnuts. I mean, look at that one. And that is, and they,
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
very nice.
I'm making it with the, PB, to pure.
Powdered peanut butter.
oh, the powdered peanut butter. No, I didn't try that. No.
They have 3 different.
I'm not
ones
gonna be able
of
to eat it now,
PB2.
but
Yeah, I do have that, but yeah. I just, I think my daughter did them with almond butter once for me
Yeah,
too.
you could
Oh,
do
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Any kind
And
of butter.
Walmart
So-
has, dates that are already pitted.
Yeah.
Here's another
I just was, I got the dates at Aldi's, even for the smoothies. I'm like, wow. I mean, these are really soft. So the ones at Sam's, I cut them with a steak knife or whatever and open them up to the bed. And they had a lot of hardiness to them that I could put the peanut butter in there, freeze them up, and they were great.
Yes,
They were
here's the,
So-
Delicious.
Just great, just for a snack. Are they still frozen? Yeah,
The only thing I would say about the new Aldi dates.
Yes.
I tried to buy them 2 different times.
Uh-huh.
If you open them up,
chocolate
there's all kinds of like black mold in the middle. So be careful.
yeah, you know what? I know.
Oh.
Did you really? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I have found 1 or 2 like that even in Sam's. I've taken the pit out and I'm like, why is my hands black? And it was all through it. So I do know you have to watch it. Now, I've never had that with the Aldi's yet, but maybe because they're pitted and I'm,
Maybe you can use
prunes.
I find that the very
Yeah.
freshest ones, if you ever go out to the South Hills, there's the Fresh Time store out in Bridgeville.
uh-huh.
They usually have the big boxes of the organic pitted ones for like 99.
Oh, yeah. And that's what they are at Sam's.
Yeah.
They're like 8 something, almost $9 at Sam's. But yeah, and then, like I said,
When you freeze it in those little cups?
no.
let's do that.
No, I put them on a cookie sheet. I put parchment paper down on a cookie sheet.
Okay.
And then I layered them all the way across, and you're gonna have some peanut butter coming out. Now, I did sprinkle the chocolate chips and the walnuts on them before I froze them. Then I just laid them in there on a cookie sheet. And then I got up this morning and then I put them in the little individual containers for you guys. But now I have an extra, so I have a little bowl and I just dump them in there. They're already frozen. And then I'll take those to work, and then afternoon comes, because I mean, And you do
They're
get,
amazing.
you do get temptations,
So sad.
obviously,
Yeah.
I mean, and I got a lot with, another question from the doctor was, how you out to eat? And how you going out to eat? Hell, I mean, I make dinner, like I said, something for me is to have family dinner. I love it. I like that, okay? And yeah, it's hard because, but now over this last year or whatever, I've really, like, if they're gonna eat pork chops or whatever they're eating, because my husband is never gonna do this, okay? I eat the baked potato.
Yeah.
I eat the broccoli. I'll make theirs however, I'm fine. Always try to have a big salad with dinner. I eat that, I'm fine. You know, dessert, watermelon, whatever.
Who is
You
your
know.
doctor? Is it Hillman?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should say his name since I was.
No, it's good. No, you have to say. his
Since
name,
I was
but I'm
talking
gonna-
about
I'm gonna give
him.
you a copy of my book to give to him.
Oh,
That's a
absolutely,
good idea.
Okay.
absolutely,
Yeah, you have to
absolutely,
write
Sally.
something, let him know about
Yes,
plant-based Pittsburgh. and
Yes,
we're
I
going.
did. So like I said, I will be going down there. He has office hours on Wednesdays. And that's when he's, available, and I'm gonna try to duck in and at least see him to give him that. But back to the eating out. Before I was plant-based, that's all we did. Where we, I mean, I would cook, but he always wants, no, let's just go out to eat. So now he's actually, adapted to it, I should say. And he'll go, can you eat there? Is there something you can get there? So I have to laugh because you would think like, Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Steakhouses are good.
right. So, but Texas Roadhouse, I went there and they try to accommodate you. They have a, $10.99 or whatever meal, pick whatever. Okay, applesauce, broccoli, I don't think you can get the vegetables, really. You can't get the beans, there's, okay. I said, okay, how about the sweet potato? Well, Sally, they're all soaked in bacon grease.
Oh,
I think they're bad, yeah.
Yes,
Really?
absolutely.
That's why they taste so good.
That's why they're so good. So I said to the,
Ask them to make you a.
well, so I went to the server and I said, hey, I like this, and I know that your potatoes are, because I look on like that.
you find that out?
Well, there's that Happy Cow app and there's, other places vegan near me, or if they say they're gonna eat out somewhere, we try to do lunches on Fridays at work, what can I get at Olive Garden? What can I get, whatever. And, so I looked it up and it said nothing, that Texas Roadhouse. I'm like, okay. So, yes, and it was that the potatoes were soaked in bacon grease. So I said, okay, so the server comes over and I said, you know what? I know that your sweet potatoes are soaked in bacon grease, okay? How about a white potato? Can I have a white potato? I said, surely they're not soaked in bacon grease. All right, I'll be right back. Can't eat that, she said. I'm like, are you serious? I can't even have a baked potato? They microwave it? Couldn't have it.
Wow.
So we actually went to my granddaughter's baseball game and he said, I want something good. And my husband, how about ribs? Okay, I don't know, whatever. So I just let him go, And he said, smoky bones. I've never been there. I'm like, oh, okay. I can already see I'm not getting anything. It was excellent. They had regular potatoes, not so, I said, are they so? Absolutely not. They had without cheese, an excellent salad. And then they steamed me my broccoli, my vegetables. Can you steam it for me? Absolutely. It was the best meal I had. And I said, who would have ever thought smoky bones? I mean, you can, I kind of felt for him with, where can I eat? What can I do? And especially when he's working all day and he's, I get it. But it is a lot of meal prep, that kind of thing, like for him, especially, because of his hours and things. I felt for him. Because you could see, and he said, I went hardcore for 8 months. And then, like I said, I was counting the months since I was there. And I'm thinking, well, something clicked in him that made him go plant-based.
Oh.
And it was, it was back in my summary again, that I continue to follow a plant-based diet. And I'm impressed that he put that in there, just to let, but here nor there, this gives you an idea, I would hope.
Yeah.
You can do it. Good. We got Teresa on, she could do it.
Somebody in online, at least wants you to adopt her.
Oh, cause I cook.
And he said, yes, you're such an inspiration
Aw.
and, love these classes, loved you, Joyce, and all this stuff. Any
Good.
questions here? Yeah, this was fantastic.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of give you, you know, like I said, I do make an excellent plant-based lasagna. I don't know how people are like with a lot of the nuts and the cashews, but it is great. And we've talked about it before. And you know, with that potluck, I was gonna make it. I was tempted. I had to work that day. Now, and I'll put maybe a little dollop of the plant-based cheese on top. You don't have to do that. I've done it without. I make the ones with the cashew, the garlic powder, you know, the homemade Parmesan. And I've done it with that too, just on top, that you didn't need it. You know, and I've actually put that plant-based inside one time. It was slimy. And I was like,
Plant-based
no,
what?
cheese, you know, yes. And so I was like, I'm not doing that again, no. But I make my cashew ricotta, and you would not know. I was eating, right? And I mean, I made it and I'm like, how can this taste like, is it your mind playing? Because this tastes like ricotta to me, you know? And I layer it with eggplant. I've layered it when my brother says I got zucchini, I've layered it with zucchini. You can make your own sauce. Aldi's makes the Simply Made marinara,
Oh, it's delicious. and there's no
oil-free,
oil in it.
you know,
It's in a
but
jar.
I would love, like, if we have our
I so,
potluck,
yes.
you know, to make it.
salad.
My husband watches salt.
Did you?
Salt's not
Yeah.
bad.
couldn't remember.
And all
Yeah,
these
Sally showed them.
marinara.
Yes,
I always make
salad
that.
and the,
All these rice
But-
and beans.
yeah.
Sally, remind everybody of the picnic coming up.
I
Yes,
will, I
yes.
will.
So, yeah, you know, I think you guys would like that lasagna, to me, you know what I mean, even picnic, whatever, but it's definitely easy, and then I would freeze individual portions and
Yeah,
add some extra sauce and take it for lunch. You know, as far as your lunch prep, take a piece of the lasagna. I did that, like what I said, I was making for my son, my daughter, whatever. He went plant-based for like 3 months. He lost 30 pounds right off the bat, you know,
Wow.
and yeah, and so.
You're a star.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One more time. One more time. Told you.
No,
Hey, Sally and I had so many pictures together before my surgery, and like I said, she wouldn't probably remember, but I have it. And before our surgery, she said, we'll take a before and after your surgery picture, which we did. We got 1 month before my surgery, and then I saw her again, you know, when we did.
I will
you had-
never forget that first time I met you.
Really?
Oh, my gosh,
Yeah.
it was just like.
And I was like, I don't know what's going on. They're saying appendix cancer. I don't know. You know?
But-
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know.
I would be,
I know. I mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody, before we close, if you are in the Pittsburgh area or those online that want to travel to the Pittsburgh area, come on. On September 23rd is our annual community picnic. It's at Boyce Park. It's very convenient to go to. It's on, you can look on our website. It's a potluck and it is so great.
It is.
I changed my vacation.
Yes.
I
But
did,
it's worth changing your vacation plan.
I
Come to
did.
the-
I'm not leaving till Sunday.
And we
Okay,
had the potluck here,
yeah.
and we had an excellent turnout.
Oh, yeah.
We had
Yeah.
2 tables
Potlucks
full
are-
of food.
Like
It was
35
great.
people.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. It was great.
And we're
Wow.
gonna do bingo and we're gonna get prizes and at the picnic and it's gonna be great fun. Okay,
Great, great.
Tanglewood is yeah, it's, the directions are online. So, yeah, I appreciate it so much, Joyce. You're
Terrific.
terrific.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I'm glad you liked the dressing, so.
We loved it all. And yes, the recipes will be
Great.
coming. Yes, kids can come. They are welcome. There's a playground nearby. And where can we find it? You mean the park? If you go, Paula, on the Plant-Based Pittsburgh, it is in our Facebook page. On the website, it will give you the last newsletter. I'll have the directions if you just plug it. I mean, it has a link.
The question was, where can we find the recipe for the brownie?
Sally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what it was.
Hey, you gotta take a picture of my assistant.
Yeah.
Here, Teresa. Because she had, her husband had some medical things and she saw on my Facebook what things that were going on and she said, I wanted to see what you were doing and this and that, and we talked and, we belong to some
Yeah.
groups and we do our thing and
And
she
we're
did
related.
it. She did it. We're related and she did it and we became closer, yes, yes.
Aw.
So I appreciate it.
Together.
And anytime I come down here, I'll say, oh, can you
You
help
wanna
me?"
join them?
No.
No.
Good.
Where are you from?
That's cute.
Okay.
So
I'm from Lake Greensburg,
Right.
and her too.
yeah,
Metro Greensburg.
so every time I am asked to do one, I ask her, will you come and help me, and so I do appreciate it, Teresa.
Oh, my goodness,
Yes.
please. I enjoy it. It's nice to see everybody.
Is your lasagna
No.
recipe on my-
Yeah, one of the
Yes,
things relative to the,
Maybe.
Do you use, do you use unbaked noodles or do you bake?
Well, I have used the unbaked and I did not like them.
Yeah.
I didn't like them. It wasn't the same.
Okay.
No.
what do you mean by unbaked? You mean
Well, I mean,
Oven ready,
Yeah,
oven ready, right?
Oven ready.
No, I did not like that.
Which is better, the.
You like the regular?
I like the regular, not the,
Regular?
yeah, not the oven ready. I didn't think it held up as
So
well. And
you parboil them before?
mhm, yes.
Somebody said in the group here that they found a good plant-based cheese. I believe it is.
Well, there are a few, High Hill is really.
Fire.
And Yoko is very good.
What's the name?
Well, I mean, if everybody